It's time for another episode of 5 Favorites. In this series, we pick our 5 favorite drone videos from the past month and we talk about them for a little bit. There's no real qualifications for our selections, these are just videos that we liked and wanted to share with the community. Ready to jump in? Let's get to it. Starting off the month, we have an incredible distance flight from Swift RC. The title explains it all. This video showcases having the ultimate trust in your gear. We get a long distance flight over water with some great freestyle work throughout. The flying is super smooth, with close cruising near the water and precise loops and dives along the rock formations. I love how Swift follows the pathing of the rock formations and uses those outcroppings as a sort of track. The building music pairs perfectly with the flying and adds to the ambiance. One wrong move at any point in this video and you're pretty much guaranteed a lost quad. If you're looking for epic footage with no room for error, you have to check this one out. Gapit's channel is always full of spectacular footage, and I felt his recent float video had to be featured in November's favorites. Again, we get some great precision flying over water, but the setting is way different. The water is so flat and glassy, reflecting the clouds and sky throughout the video. This especially comes out in some of the shots following the coastline. It's just beautiful. Flying-wise, Gapit does an amazing job as always. The cruising along the coastline and bridges is extremely smooth, we get a great breakup of different freestyle, and of course, a great edit with perfectly timed transitions. While all of Gapit's videos are worth watching, if you only have time for one, I highly recommend Float this month. Alright, our first video without water. I really enjoyed this edit from Schizo as it combines a bit of education with solid flying. The first half of the video breaks down flying in a so-called boring spot and how to make it more interesting. Schizo covers tying different routes together and demonstrating his thought process on working around obstacles in the shopping center. Finally, we get to see a great freestyle mix putting the planned puzzle pieces together. The under the cart return gap is great, the flying in the rafters and along the roof is precise, and it showcases basically all the things Schizo described earlier in the video. Unsurprising, but it's a good learning lesson. If you're starting to fly and looking for spots, I highly recommend watching this video to help develop your sense of location scouting. Even if you aren't a new flyer, just watching Schizo think out and plan a flying session is really insightful as well. G3R is another pilot you can count on for beautiful scenery and precise freestyle. In heading south, we get some great freestyle in an open field, along with some loops and twists throughout the trees. The opener is incredible. G3R flies way close to a flock of birds and captures some great shots of them flying quickly away from the quad. You can see a lot of the same things Schizo mentions in his video in taking advantage of any flying spot. G3R uses the open field extremely well and creates an incredible flow that's entertaining to watch from beginning to end. If you're looking for chill freestyle this month, G3R's videos are always worth checking out. Our final Trust Your Gear footage of the month, the Tiny Whoop team flies among some massive trees and may have found a creative new flying style. First, the scale here is it's wild. The Tiny Whoop does look downright tiny compared to the massive sequoia trees here. I love the obstacle course feel the video has as the Tiny Whoop is navigated up the tree and through each branch. There is definitely no shaking or climbing these trees to recover a crashed quad, so the high shots among the fronds are definitely intense. Again, I love the obstacle course feel to the whole video. Instead of intense freestyle or loops around the trees or a Tiny Whoop race course with small gates, we get slow and precise flying through the branches. I could totally see an obstacle course style race, for lack of a better word, actually being a ton of fun with a Tiny Whoop platform. A great video showcasing precision over speed. And that does it for November. We'll be back in the beginning of January to look at December's 5 favorites. We hope you guys have a great holiday season, and we'll see you guys next time.